Hi, I'm Eric Elnes, Senior Minister of Countryside Community United Church of Christ in Omaha, Nebraska, and host of Darkwood Brew, a gathering that takes place live on the internet every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern. Well, here in Omaha, we are greatly excited for you and your congregation that you're going through the Phoenix Affirmations, which is near and dear to our hearts. Years ago, I was the principal editor of the Phoenix Affirmations, these 12 affirmations about what's the joy of being Christian these days, especially as we look at the three great loves that Jesus talked about: love of God, neighbor, and self. What does it mean to live them in our everyday lives? They were a response to some angst expressed by a congregation member who once told me, "Eric, I'm just tired of being a Christian but." I was taken aback. I thought she was referring to her hindquarters, but she said, "No, you don't get it. I'm just tired of the fact that when I'm in a new setting, meeting new people, maybe at a party or at work, and if it comes out that I'm a Christian, I might as well have said I'm radioactive until I explain, well, I'm a Christian, but I don't hate people of other faiths. I'm a Christian, but I don't hate gays. I'm a Christian, but I read the Bible. Don't read the Bible literally. I'm a Christian, but I affirm both faith and science can go together in the pursuit of truth." She said, "I just wish that one of these days, if it comes out that I'm a Christian, the image that appears in someone's mind about who I am has some semblance to do with actually who I am, whether they agree with me or not." Well, that prompted me to gather a group of ministers together across all denominational lines to really talk about what is the jazz of our faith, what makes it exciting, what is the joy of it. And pretty soon, as we began to draft a document, the word leaked out and lay people got involved, and eventually theologians and biblical scholars and other ministers and lay people from all around the country got involved. And we kept revising this statement, went through 27 major, minor revisions until we got to version 3.8, and which is the version that you have and you'll be going through. When we hit 3.8, it was just like clicked. As soon as somebody read the statement or heard the statement, you could just tell the light went on. Their eyes got bright, and they would say things like, "That's my faith. That's the faith that I've always believed, but I've never had the words to articulate." And so there is a version number on the Phoenix Affirmations, incidentally, because the affirmations are not meant to be a creed that will judge who's Christian or who's not, and they're not meant to be set in stone for all of eternity, as if this is the final articulation of what it means to be Christian, even for those of us who affirm the affirmations. They're simply a statement that some of us have made that say, this looks like our faith. They've been growing in popularity around the United States and studied by a number of congregations such as yours, and partly because not everybody has to agree with all of the affirmations. They really provide a great context for discussion about what does matter about the faith. And normally what we find is that whether somebody agrees with all of the affirmations or not, they have enough, people across faith lines can find enough basis for commonality that when it gets to differences, they're not simply talking about their differences, but rather they're talking about differences in the context of a shared faith and in the context of common ground. Knowing Thomas Ott like I do and being a big fan of his, I know that that's exactly the stance that Thomas would want for your congregation. Not expecting that everybody will agree, but really using the affirmations as a jumping off point for discussions about what matters. What would you affirm about your faith? When Jesus says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself," how do you actually live these in the real world? So I hope you'll enjoy your study of the Phoenix Affirmation. And as a fan of Thomas and your church, I want to be of help in any way I can. One of the ways I can be of help is through our online gathering, Darkwood Brew, which gathers on the internet and at Common Grounds Coffee House here in Omaha, Nebraska, live every Sunday night at 6 p.m. your time, Eastern. And meets for an hour. There's a period during Darkwood Brew, which lasts from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. your time, where we just simply take open questions. If you have a question about an affirmation that you're studying for the week, I encourage you to type it in during that live chat. We're connected and interacting with people over the internet, or you can simply write me at the church and get the address from Tom, and I'll be happy to take those questions that you forward and integrate them as I can into our Darkwood brews. So I invite you to join us, and know that you'll be in our hearts and prayers as you go through your series on the Phoenix Affirmations.